I always think of things in pillars because I work in social media. So we have brand pillars, and you have them so that you can ping pong off of them and stay within the lane and stay within the boundary of where you're trying to go and grow. So if you were to give us Lenten pillars, that it's like, you got to have this, you got to try to find something here, you got to look in this direction, like, what would that be? Because we always hear prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, but even maybe a little bit of a deeper insight of like, consider these things when you're entering into Lent, whether that be confession, whether that be parish activities, like whatever, anything that you're like, I think that really trying to aim for this would be a good call.
Yeah, maybe that first pillar is what seems to really be ringing still, not making Lent a performance. So you don't have anything to prove. I so start
I
there.
love that.
Jesus, I know I don't have anything to prove. I'm just here for you. I'm just entering into these spiritual exercises quite literally. My soul is taking up serious exercise uh, for you, Jesus. And so with that freedom of mind, then I would sort of ask him maybe these questions. Jesus, how are you inviting me to spend time with you? Jesus, how are you inviting me to make a good confession? Jesus, how are you inviting me to suffer with you? And Jesus, how are you inviting me to love differently or to love creatively this Lent? That would be the almsgiving and works of mercy. So let's start with sort of how are you inviting me to pray? Um, for those who don't pray, which is a lot more people than I think we realize, like if every Catholic just prayed 10 minutes a day, wow, the kingdom would already be here. I, for those who don't pray and don't know how to pray, I would just find some space and some scripture and just be with him. Work through, one chapter of the gospel at a time or the daily gospel at a time. For those who already pray, I would invite you to, at least if you're already praying 10 minutes a day, I would invite you to put more scripture, silence, and speaking to him as a friend. So it's essentially the same aspects, but trying to either increase the time or increase the sort of sincerity or substance. Yeah. Uh, you will never be wronged by silence, nor by scripture. Um, okay. Uh, okay. And then for those who are already like praying your holy hours a day, the focus missionaries out there and the disciples, I would make sure that you still take that first principle in mind. Um, am I doing this because I'm trying to prove something to God or someone else? All right, then I would drop it. It's not helping your soul, it's hurting it. So if your Lent is sort of a list of things to
Love that.
prove that you can do it, then uh, you're just in the desert by yourself. Like there's you're not going to find Jesus if you're running to the desert by yourself. Um, like, uh, yeah, yeah. Like he's always going to be behind you. So whatever. Okay. So anyway,
Yeah.
I would just be attentive that so for those who are already praying pretty intensely already, uh, be really attentive to sort of your own ego getting in the way of the intimacy with Jesus.